Hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel, and if you're new, hello, I'm Kim, nice to meet you. Today I'm going to be talking about how to pick crystals. So before we delve into that, just to explain who I am, I'm Kim, the owner of Feel Good Crystals. We have a crystal business and I'm currently sat in our shop, which is based in Compton in the Cotswolds. And I thought, what better place to film these videos than sat amongst thousands of crystals. So that's what you can see behind me. You might be like, ooh, sparkle, sparkle. But today we're going to be talking about how to pick the sparkle, because it can be overwhelming. You may walk into a space like this and be like, it's all so beautiful and I don't know where to begin. So I'm going to give you some tips and tricks as to how to pick your crystals. So I get a lot of people coming in here pretty much daily actually saying, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to pick, and they feel a bit overwhelmed and they just don't really know where to start in terms of picking. Because it's easy to walk around and read all the little information sheets that we have, and you'd be like, I think I need that and that and that, and do you know what, I'll take one of everything, because I could do with healing of everything. So that's where the overwhelm comes in. It's kind of like, what do I really need and how do I pick the essentials? So the first thing I would suggest to someone when they come in and say that is to just walk around the shop, pick things up, hold them, and just kind of try and tune in and be like, do I like this? What do I feel? So behind me here, for example, is my tumble station. Got lots of tumble stones here. Maybe I suggest that walking along, having a feel of each one, having a look. Now, if you feel nothing, I say that's a no. If you feel like, oh, do you know, I just like holding this one, and you don't overthink it, and you just think that just kind of feels nice, then that is a maybe. So you put that to the side. Carry on going. And then this one, I might pick it up and feel like, no, thank you. And then that's a no. It's very much about using your own intuition. How do you feel? And some people might say, well, I walk around and I don't really feel anything and I don't really know. It's the whole kind of mindset of maybe overthinking it, really trying too hard. So just really casual, cool, pick things up, feel things. Don't get into the mindset of, I'm a pink person, therefore I'm going to go to the pink crystals. I'm going to pick a pink crystal. Just be open-minded, relax, just kind of go with the flow, pick things up, see how you feel. And 9 times out of 10, in fact, pretty much every time, from my experience, people find something they're like, oh, yeah, that just kind of feels good. Then once you have kind of gone like, oh, yes, I just like this. I don't know why. Is it the shape? Is it the feel? Is it the colour? What is it? I don't really know. I just like this one. That's when you then kind of delve deeper into the meaning of the stone and how this kind of like resonates and the frequency and what it kind of means. So for example, I may have picked this piece and I'm like, yeah, that feels nice. Okay, right. Now I'm going to delve deeper into this one. This is a piece of amethyst. So now I look at amethyst. What does it mean? Amethyst is really calming, soothing. They call it a natural tranquilizer because it's all about chill, relax, calm. And you might be like, okay, now I know why I picked that one, because I feel really stressed at the moment. I just wanted something to chill out and calm me down. And then maybe you delve a bit deeper, you realise it's a third eye stone. So it kind of like helps to build your intuition and kind of like reaching out and developing those other kind of senses. And you're like, oh yeah, I was kind of vibing with that too. So picking first with your feelings and intuition, and then looking at the meaning and seeing if it fits. And a majority of the time it does. In fact, I've never had anyone go, oh, I just like this one, looked at the meaning and gone, oh no, that's not me, I don't really resonate with that. Yeah, so I always say go with your intuition. Moving on to the second way, if that causes you even more like, I really don't know what I'm doing, I'm not intuitive, I don't really know what that means and how to use that, and that adds like another layer of, I really don't know now, then I would suggest that if, for example, you're coming into a shop, or if there is a way to reach out to someone who knows a bit more about crystals. So for example, if you came in here, I would say to come to me and say, I have this problem, X, Y, and Z. could you point me in the right direction? So for example, if someone did come in to me and say, I'm feeling really stressed at the moment, I really just need to chill out and calm myself, I really just don't know what to pick or where to begin, I would say, right, okay, XYZ crystal, and I would point people in the direction of crystals that are generally associated with that. And then from that smaller selection, I would say to the customer, you can then pick from those. So there is the element of intuitively picking, but the selection is kind of narrowed down and kind of a little bit more tailored towards what the problem may be. So I would get a selection of crystals associated with calming, relaxing, all of that kind of thing, and then say to the customer, will you go and touchy-feely those, and you tell me which one out of those you feel you resonate with the most. That's obviously if you can come into a space like this and be able to ask those questions. I know that everyone might not be able to, but if you can, don't be afraid to ask. There's no silly questions. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. You know, I have a whole host of different queries of, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. And I always point people in the direction that I feel might help them. So don't be afraid to ask. There's no silly questions. And you're only going to be helping yourself if you do ask those questions. So the third thing I would suggest to do is to just focus on one area of your life, because it, like I said earlier, it's really easy to come into a space like this and be like, I need everything. I need that for that, and I need that for that, and just I'll have one of every single thing in here. So I would suggest if you aren't able to like come in and speak with someone, or you just don't really want to do that, I would say focus on one area and just work on that first, because it's easy to get overwhelmed with lots of different stones. They all resonate differently. And yeah, I would just say focus on one area, get that nailed, get that crystal nailed for that area of your life, and then you can move on to other areas. So let's go with the stress theme. If I was stressed and I just wanted something to help calm my nerves and just get relaxed, chill, and kind of like take the edge off, I would then focus on crystals just for that, and not to kind of get overwhelmed by all these other things, all these other options, all these other, you know, ideas and crystals, and just focus on one area. To do your own research, so to go online, to read books, and almost self-diagnosing what you need. Now, I do say go with your intuition, what you need, but if you're struggling with that side of things, there is so much information. And in here, for example, going around reading information sheets. So number 4, following on from the last one, if you've decided what you're going to focus on, say if it was stress, then I would say keep it simple, like your selection, what you actually pick and take home with you. Don't go nuts and go, okay, so amethyst is calming and soothing, so is I'm going to buy 20 of all the calming ones. I think it's better to start small, start with a few pieces, and then you can find out what you like and what you don't like, because if you've picked lots of things, you're not going to know which one you resonate with and which one is the best for you. If you do buy a selection, then maybe just work with one at a time, so that you can really feel like, yeah, out of all of them, this was the one, or those handful there, those were the ones, those ones, not so much. And it's easier to do that if you take it slowly and just incorporate 1, 2, 3 at a time, and then you can put them to the side and go, right, next batch to work on, and then you can go, right, so when I'm stressed, I know that out of all the stressy, calming crystals, I know out of that selection that those work for me, and that's what I resonate with. It's very much a trial and error thing, and you'll get there. Take it as something is fun. It is a fun thing to experiment and try new crystals and see how you feel. That's what it's meant to be. It's meant to feel magical and mysterious, and that's all part of it. So you need to kind of get that excitement of, I'm trying this one now, and then, oh, I felt really good about that. Yes, that's a good one. So now I'm going to go on and try this one, and then you'll get there. Don't overwhelm yourself with too many. Just kind of like take your time. You know, this is a self-care thing. You know, take your time, no pressure. Just, you know, doing the movements, guys. And then number 5, if you don't really have a thing, so you're not like, okay, well, I don't have a thing that I'm necessarily working on, like one thing, but I want to incorporate crystals in my life, but I don't really know where to begin. What do you do then? Well, there's a few kind of like go-to crystals like that everyone should kind of have in their kit. I think I might do a whole different video on that, but I'm going to show you an example. I don't know what chakras are. Maybe I'll do that another time as well, but there's different energy centers in the body, and each energy center resonate with different aspects of you. So for example, this is the throat chakra, and that energy center is to do with communication, speaking your truth, that kind of thing. So I put together a set of 7 crystals to go with the different energy centers. That's just obviously a really brief snippet. I might do another video another time. In fact, I probably will. But this is a good example of a selection pack. And this one has quartz, amethyst, sodalite, aventurine, citrine, red jasper, and smoky quartz. And they all kind of do different things. So I picked like my go-to for if I want to feel grounded, safe, secure, root chakra, I've put smoky quartz. So this one is kind of like, for example, a good overall pack to begin with. I might even do a beginner's pack at some point, but I feel like this is actually a really good beginner's pack because it kind of covers all bases. You pick up a pack and you've got 7 crystals in there to kind of work with, and you can see which one you kind of like, oh yeah, out of all of these, I always picked up the green one. Why did I pick up the green? I don't even like green, but I found myself carrying that one around. And then you investigate what that means and kind of maybe look at more crystals like this one. So that's aventurine. So I might be like, oh, okay. So I was really loving that aventurine. Others are okay. Sometimes I did that one and that one, for example, I just didn't touch it at all. So you know that that's not for you and you leave those ones. But then you can investigate the green, the aventurine. What does that mean for me? And kind of go and research that a bit more. So those are my tips for if you can actually come into a space like this. But what if you can't get out for whatever reason and you have to buy online, or you just prefer to shop online, how would you pick then? So I again would use my intuition, because I think even online, looking at pictures and kind of reading blurbs, you can kind of tune in and think, right, is that really something that I need? But also reach out to people like me who do have businesses and shops and websites and things. Don't be afraid to email or to message and say, oh, I'm not too sure, and just ask the question. So I often have customers who we WhatsApp each other, and I can WhatsApp pictures and videos. I even live stream. So we live stream on Instagram. We're kind of doing it once a month now. And you can actually ask your questions and I can show things live. So if you're like, oh, I really like that, but I'm not sure because I can't really see it online and I'm not sure and I want to ask a question, that's a really good way to ask your questions, kind of tap in a bit more. And yeah, a good way to use your intuition a bit more if you can kind of ask a few more questions and see things a bit more properly. Just for example, that's what we do to help our customers who aren't able to come in. But that is another way to shop and be intuitive and pick without having to actually come in. So remember, picking crystals is fun. It's self-care. It is a journey, because one thing that was right a few years ago might not be right now. And you just have to go with it. You resonate with one thing at one time and then another crystal at another time. So just kind of go with the flow, see how you feel. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be enjoyable, and experiment. There is no right or wrong. Absolutely no right or wrong. Just go with what feels right for you. So I hope that's helped you. If you are able to come into the shop, we don't have cabinets. We have one cabinet, which is purely there just because I haven't put any shelves there. But we don't have cabinets because I really believe in touchy-feely, So please feel free to come in and touchy-feely and just, yeah, because I sage all the time as well, so don't be scared of that. The shop gets a good old cleanse frequently, so don't be worried about that. I just want people to be able to hold things, because I feel like it's different if you come in and see something behind a cabinet. I feel like it's different to actually hold it and be like, oh yeah, I like that, that's the one. My last video, someone asked me what I was wearing, so I'm just going to show you today. What I'm wearing today is this gorgeous citrine. Oh, beautiful. And I've got an agate bracelet, a tiger's eye bracelet, and a nice tiger's eye ring. So I'm going with like the brownie kind of vibes today, but the citrine to give me that energy. Going for energy confidence boost, but the agate, feet on ground Kim, no floaty. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Before you go, if I could ask you to subscribe, that would be amazing. It really helps us out just to hit that subscribe button and give a little like as well. That'd be great. We also have Instagram. I'll put all links down below, and I'll also put details of our website and our shop address, all of our info down below. So please do feel free to check us out. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.